my experience of academia has always been slightly different, or how I kind of anticipate education is different, because I'm autistic. So I have a form of autism called global development delay. And basically what it means is that I learned to speak when I was 11, so I signed until I was 11 years of age, and I learned to read and write when I was 18. So for me, how I see the world is slightly different, and at that time, music was a really big part of how I construct ideas. So it was really kind of important growing up in terms of how I frame stuff. So I think, generally speaking, when you think of academics, they tend to be people who got straight A's in school, did quite well, and there's always kind of a conveyor belt in terms of from GCSE to A level to university to multiple degrees after that. And for me, spelling my name properly at the age of 18 was kind of the height of my ambition. So upon achieving that, I was kind of really fortunate to get some opportunities, and I think it's really pertinent to think about people who get you to that point. So I had, a fantastic tutor at college. My wife at the time, who was training to be a teacher, she was training to be a primary school teacher. I remember meeting her and lying to her about what I did, because I was so ashamed of the fact I just learned to read and write. And one of the things that I kind of always remember is her teaching me how to read, so school books that she teaches her school children. So I always say to my daughter, who's 11 soon, I always say to her, if you think of it like this, I've been reading and writing nearly as long as you've been alive, or she's been reading and writing for about the same amount of time. So negotiating that in academia is quite an interesting thing, because I think about things slightly differently. So, upon getting my first kind of job in academia, one of the things that was really pertinent to me was that whole idea of, wow, I've done something I didn't think I would be able to do. I suppose when I think about that particular experience, one of the things that I always think about is someone said to me, you don't really learn a lot about yourself when things are going well, it's the disappointments that you learn from. And there was a period of 5 years, and as I said, I always use musical references. So David Bowie has a song called The Golden Years, and there was a period of 5 years where it felt like everything I touched turned to gold, and then I had another period of 5 years where it was just really, really difficult. So upon kind of negotiating, degree, PGCE, a couple of masters, went into my PhD, and I completed this in 2.5 years, working full time. So one of the things that kind of always really stuck out at me at the time was kind of thinking, okay, I've got a lot of shortcomings in terms of being an academic, but actually I made a conscious decision when I was around 24 that I can only improve my weaknesses so much, and what I'm going to focus on is making my strengths even stronger. So I was fortunate again to meet some really good people that helped me massively and supported me. And just after I turned 30, I got my PhD, which was a really surreal thing, because I don't think anyone that I know or that knew me really kind of thought that might be. So, and at that time, you're kind of drawn to the socialization you've had as a child in terms